Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a movie called What Women Want, so relax. Watch the recap and be blessed. The movie starts with Nick's early life and personality. Nick Marshall grew up surrounded by women, but not in the way you might think. Raised backstage in Las Vegas, his showgirl mother treated him like the star of the dressing room. As a kid, he was spoiled with constant female attention, kissed on the cheeks, pampered by dancers, and treated like a good luck charm. It left a mark on him. Nick became a man convinced he understood women inside and out. By adulthood, that attention turned him into a shameless ladies' man. He drinks too much, parties hard, and never takes women seriously beyond one-night stands. Every morning, his loyal housekeeper Babe cleans up the trail of his reckless nights. Lipstick-stained glasses, empty whiskey bottles, and lingerie left behind by his countless flings. Nick also happens to be brilliant at his job. As an advertising executive, he's smooth, persuasive, and always late to work. But despite his flaws, he's one of the top creative minds at his agency. Today, he expects to finally be promoted to creative director. The promotion shock. Walking into the office with his trademark swagger, Nick is congratulated left and right. His assistant, his coworkers, even his closest friend Morgan, all assume the big job is his. But when Nick sits down with his boss, Dan Wanamaker, he's blindsided. Instead of promoting him, Dan announces that the role has gone to someone else, Darcy McGuire. She's a sharp, fearless advertising executive recently poached from a rival firm, and she's here to lead their agency into the future. Why? Because women now dominate consumer spending, and Dan believes Darcy is the perfect strategist to win those accounts. Nick feels robbed. His ego bruised, he makes a silent vow. He'll find a way to outshine Darcy and take the job that should have been his. Nick's family life and Alex. But life throws Nick another curveball. At his ex-wife's wedding, he learns that his teenage daughter Alex will be staying with him while her mom goes on honeymoon. Father and daughter barely know each other, and Nick's self-centered lifestyle doesn't exactly make him Dad of the Year. Both of them dread this arrangement. Back at the office, Darcy wastes no time proving she's the real deal. She distributes boxes filled with women's products. Nail polish, hair mousse, pantyhose, makeup, the kind of things Nick has never bothered to understand. Each employee is tasked with creating an advertising pitch overnight. For Nick, it feels humiliating, but he's determined to show her up. The accident that changes everything. That night, Nick pours himself wine, cranks up Sinatra, and digs into the products. At first, he mocks the assignment, but curiosity and alcohol push him further. He experiments, waxing his legs, applying nail polish, trying on pantyhose, smearing cleansing strips across his face. By the time he's dancing around in a bra, he's gone too far. Just then, Alex walks in with her boyfriend. The scene is a disaster. They argue, she storms out, and in his rush to explain himself, Nick slips on spilled bath beads. He crashes into a full bathtub, still holding a running hairdryer. A violent electric shock knocks him unconscious. The power revealed. The next morning, Nick stumbles around groggy until he hears a voice. His housekeeper is muttering, except her lips never moved. Panicked, he realizes he can hear her thoughts. First, he brushes it off. But when he steps outside, the truth slams into him. Every woman around him has an inner monologue, and he can hear all of it. Dirty jokes, frustrations, insecurities, hidden judgments. Their private thoughts flood his mind like a radio he can't turn off. Nick's cocky image crumbles. For the first time in his life, he sees what women really think of him, and it isn't pretty. Nick visits his old therapist. After proving the power by predicting her thoughts, she delivers a revelation. This isn't a curse, Nick. It's a gift. With this, you can finally understand women. Use it wisely, and the world is yours. Nick's grin returns. His plan? Use the ability to charm women, gain the upper hand at work, and outsmart Darcy McGuire. Manipulating women and first successes. He starts small. At a coffee shop, he reads the thoughts of a barista named Lola, a woman who secretly wants him. but has sworn him off as a shallow player. Armed with her inner thoughts, Nick says all the right things, effortlessly breaking her walls. They end up in bed, and for once, Nick actually listens to what a woman wants. At work, he does the same. By stealing ideas straight from women's minds, he suddenly seems insightful, sensitive, even genius. Colleagues who used to roll their eyes at him now find him irresistible. Nick sets his sights on the ultimate prize, the Nike women's account. It's massive, and Darcy is determined to win it. During brainstorming, Nick secretly listens to her private thoughts and blurts them out before she does. She's impressed, believing they're finally working as partners. But something unexpected happens. The more time Nick spends with Darcy, the more he admires her. She's intelligent, passionate, and far more talented than he gave her credit for. Instead of just stealing her ideas, he begins to build on them. For the first time, Nick feels like he's collaborating, not competing. A better father. Meanwhile, his relationship with Alex slowly improves. He listens, really listens, to her worries. He takes her shopping for a prom dress, encourages her, and starts stepping into the role of a real father. But when he hears her thoughts about planning to sleep with her boyfriend, Nick tries to intervene. Alex shuts him down, bitter that he's suddenly pretending to care. Growing closer to Darcy. As the days pass, Nick and Darcy's professional respect turns personal. Over drinks, she confides about her divorce, revealing the loneliness she hides behind her confident exterior. That night ends with a kiss, proof of real chemistry. But things get complicated. Lola, frustrated by Nick ghosting her, convinces herself he must be gay. Amused, Nick lets her believe it just to end things cleanly. The turning point, the Nike pitch finally arrives. Darcy insists Nick should deliver it. Despite his guilt for stealing her thoughts, the presentation is flawless, and Nike is thrilled. But the victory is short-lived. The next day, Darcy is fired. Nick is furious. Without her, the campaign wouldn't exist. Determined to fix things, he rushes to find her, but gets sidetracked when he learns a coworker, Erin, is in crisis. She feels invisible, dismissed, and is on the verge of suicide. Nick races to her apartment just in time, offering her a real job as a copywriter. Saving her life changes him. At that moment, something inside shifts. The voices vanish. His power is gone. Now powerless, Nick realizes he has to face Darcy honestly. But she's avoiding him. His daughter Alex, meanwhile, suffers her own heartbreak when her prom date dumps her. This time, Nick is there for her. He comforts her, proves he's truly changed, and earns her trust. Later that night, he finds himself at Darcy's apartment. For once, he doesn't rely on tricks, stolen thoughts, or clever lines. He lays it all bare. How he used her ideas, how his arrogance got in the way, and how somewhere along the way, he fell in love with her. Darcy hesitates, but she sees it, he's not faking. For the first time, Nick Marshall is vulnerable, sincere, and in need of saving. She forgives him. They kiss, sealing the start of something real.